Hi guys, and welcome to our series of what to expect when. This is the first in this series, and we're going to be talking about what to expect when expecting your first shipment. So we're just going to go over a couple of points on what to expect when expecting your first shipment. So the first key point is know your Incoterms. This should be negotiated at the time that you are negotiating pricing with your shipper. Your Incoterms will determine the risk, where the risk is transferred in your shipment when you're shipping by air, when you're shipping by ocean, and it'll also show you where the payment is being transferred as well. So risk and payment, know your Incoterms, make sure you get that right. It's an extremely important part of shipping. The next point that we want to go over, know your options. So a lot of people like to send their goods prepaid. Prepaid is a really easy way of doing it. However, it could result in a lot of extra charges as well as some delays, things like that. If you go with a local forwarder or a local customs broker to help you with your shipping, you'll know your costs ahead of time. You'll be able to establish that relationship, and you'll have most likely more lower landed costs. When you prepay it, you're not really sure who's going to be handling it at your end as far as a freight forwarder is concerned, and usually because you don't have a relationship with them, then your landed costs are going to be a lot higher. When you're exporting, make sure that you know the rules and regulations for that country. Your customer in the other country might want you to ship the goods to their door, but you never know what's going to happen in customs, and you never know what's going to happen upon the end mile delivery. And that could result in delays and a lot of extra charges. So just be careful, make sure you're aware, and talk to your freight forwarder about that. The next key point is watch out for customs. Now, especially in Canada, at least your first shipment will definitely be examined. So there's going to be extra time, there's going to be some delays, as well as some additional costs. So just make sure you're aware of those and that you add them into your cost ahead of time. So the next key point we're going to talk about is packaging. Obviously, your goods are going to be moving through the air on an airplane, or they're going to be moving in a container on the ocean. So you want to make sure that your goods are packaged for that travel. And you also, if it's a product that is valuable, you want to make sure that they're packaged so that you don't get any theft, because theft obviously is a risk that you take when you are shipping. Another key point is get a customs broker. To clear the goods and to give you guidance on your HS and your HTS code. Your HS code and your HTS code are the codes that are going to determine the amount of duty that you're going to pay. So it's a very, very important component, because duty can be anywhere from 6% all the way up to 18%. There could be SEMA on that, which could even take that up into the hundreds of percentage. So you want to make sure that you get your HS code and your HTS code right, so consult a customs broker. There will be duties and taxes on your shipments, most likely, and a customs broker will save you time, save you money, and you will leave it to the experts. Give yourself and your customers time. Now, shipping is a very complex thing, especially when you're shipping internationally. It is dependent on a various number of people in different capacities. It's dependent on weather. It's dependent on different companies, overbooking, governments, mechanics. You know, don't let this deter you from shipping internationally, but just be aware of these things and these risks when you do ship, because it could affect the timelines to your customers. You want to be aware of the timelines not only overseas to produce the product, but also give you time to get the product here, so you don't have customers jumping down your throat wondering where their product is that they've already paid you for. Cheap isn't always the way to go. You get what you pay for. You want to make sure that you have experts on your side that's giving you the right guidance, that's going through all the rules and regulations and can let you know which ones apply to you. So make sure that you work with somebody that is cost effective, but at the same time are the experts and can give you the information that you need. So get insurance. You can get insurance through your freight forwarder or your logistics provider. You can also get it through your insurance provider. Now, the logistics provider does work with specific insurance companies that deal specifically with shipping internationally, and you want to make sure that it's cost effective and that your deductible is fairly low. So compare the two, make sure that you are well informed so you can make the best decision for you and your company. Now, the one last point that I want to go over is breaking out your charges. So if you're shipping on an FOB basis, here again, there's your Incoterms. If you're shipping on an FOB basis or even a DDP basis where your shipper is actually putting all the costs rolling it into the cost of the product, you want to make sure that those freight charges are taken out of the cost of the product on the commercial invoice for when that shipment is customs cleared. If you don't, you'll be paying GSTs and duties on those charges, and if you do, your customs broker can break those charges out so you don't have to pay duties and taxes on charges that you don't need to pay duties and taxes on. Anyway, that's it for our first episode. We will be back in a few weeks with the next one, and we look forward to seeing you then.